The Macabacus growth arrow can be added to several types of charts. Here it is on a stacked column chart. We can see the growth arrow in orange here. That's calculating and displaying the compound annual growth rate of this data from fiscal 2018 to fiscal 2021. The beauty of the growth arrow is that it can be set to be fully dynamic and not require one to use the typical manual native Excel method of just inserting a shape and then putting a text box and typing in the growth rate. This is very cumbersome to set up and update as well. Let's walk through how to set this up using Macabacus, and you'll see how easy it is. So here we are at our stacked column chart showing expenses by year. And to add a growth arrow, all we have to do is select the chart, go up into Charts, then select Growth Arrow here. This very handy and intuitive dialog box comes up that does remember your last used settings, so you can just set it and forget it. And let's investigate our settings here. So firstly, Macabacus has gone ahead and has calculated the compound annual growth rate from fiscal 2018 to 2021. And one can actually override this calculation and just type in your own number if you feel that this number may be off, or if you want to display a different type of growth rate. So this is fully customizable, which is awesome. And we will walk through how to set this calculation to be fully dynamic in just a little bit. Next are formatting options on the actual line. We've gone with an elbow, but there are options for either a line on an angle or just a flat line. We really like the elbow because it's intuitive and looks really good. And one can also set the weight and, of course, the color. The label, there are some really nice settings available on it. You can set the positioning of the label to be inline, above the line, or below the line. We have it set to inline. One can set the shape. We go with a rectangle because it looks sharp. And then one can also fully customize the formatting here on the actual text. We think that looks pretty good, so we'll leave it. And we have it set to bold. We have a border on the label, which actually just makes it a little bit bigger because the border is the same color as the actual box here. And then we also have a fill set on. One can toggle that and see what it looks like without it. Let's leave it on. And then the positioning here is interesting. So one can actually set an offset in the label. So that would be the vertical distance between the starting and ending points and your actual data. So we just move that up a little bit and that looks better. And then also one can also change the actual height of the arrow just with a couple clicks. And then this positioning toggle is critical. One can either have the arrow as fixed, which would require you to open this dialog each time if you refresh this data or if any of this data changed. But setting it to dynamic can have this growth arrow be fully dynamic and update automatically with your data. Join us in the next video where we will walk through that setup. Enjoying these tips and would like to see more of our content? Then hit like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for all your support, and we'll see you over in the next video.